Okay, happy, healthy vegan. This is a reply to your stupid comment you made today about people getting kicked off of YouTube because they don't have a license to practice nutrition, period. Or they're claiming they are doctors and they're claiming they belong to something which they don't. Okay? Now I'm going to explain this to you slow because that comment shows me you're a little stupid. Alright? Now, when people keep quoting that the information that they're getting is endorsed by the American Dietetic Association, I'm sorry, I'm not going to take your word, and I'm not going to take nobody's words from. I'm going to look at this unbiased. And what I found out is this is what you do. You look up, you vegans have been quoting this. Well, if you want to see if the vegan diet's totally nutritional, you can go to the American Dietetic Association, and they'll tell you that it's good for all stages of life. Then you look on the news, and you see another kid starved to death from vegan parents feeding him a vegan diet, which is the concern. And then you have all these ex-vegans, I'm just going to speak in slow, who are getting sick. Now, I'm sorry if you guys are upset, but the truth is, 84% of people who go vegan go back to eating meat within a year, and a third of them leave in the first 3 months. That is just a fact. If you're angry that your ranks are thinning with this veganism, it's your own fault. And I'm going to show you how it's your own fault, right? Because you're misleading the public and you're getting caught by these stupid stuff that your leaders are doing. Okay, the vegan diet is dead, and it's going to even be more dead. You just keep threatening people who are coming out and saying the vegan diet has made me sick. You keep threatening them. You're the diet already made them sick, and then the people who are pro-vegan are coming and attacking them for showing people you're sick. You got to help yourself. Don't let don't let little Owen starve to death. I see the picture of Owen from Asa, what's it, Aga in America. I can count every single one of that boy's, you know, spine, spine spikes all the way down his back, all the way down to his waist. Okay, that's not healthy. I'm sorry. Now let's get why this is for the happy health. Why people don't trust vegans. You guys are going to get yourself in a lot of trouble. I'm here to tell you now to quit it. You're not getting anybody else kicked off of YouTube. This over here is what one of your vegan gods is absolutely engaged in clear fraud, and it's on the internet for everybody to see. So I'll explain it to you. Now, you guys claim that you get all your stuff from the American Dietetic Association. Okay? You see it right there. Now, the problem with that is the American Dietetic Association does no longer exist since 2012, since they changed their name to the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. The president of that is Terry J. Raymond. Okay? Now, the original ADA was formed in 1917. It's been around for over 100 years because of the food circumstance in the United States during World War I in 1917. Okay, we not only did the United States have to feed their own countrymen, their own soldiers. Europe was up in flames. All the crops were burned or taken from the military. The people had very little left for their own citizens. So the United States jumped in and basically fed the world during World War II. It helped its allies. It kept their stomachs full. It kept their soldiers in the field fighting against real evil. So that's how that was formed. And it was formed by three ladies, smart ladies. So now you can see the names over here if you want to look at it. Now, since 2012, the American Dietetic Association doesn't exist as an organization. That was their old name. This is their new name. So when you're going down to see, okay, let's see these nutritional facts, they said, let's go to the American Dietetic Association. Well, there it is, nutritionalfacts.org. This is eatright.org. Why the difference? All right, let's take a look. You click on, well, they're the American Dietetic Association. That's the title they use. Nutritionalfacts.org. Wait a minute. American Dietetic Association? That's the British flag. Now you might say, what's important about that British flag up there? It's just a moniker for English. Yeah, British English. When you set up a website in England and you choose English, that's what you're going to see. In America, you're going to see an American flag with the EN next to it. Now you go down here. This guy, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics Conflict of Interest. Okay, where did we see that name before? Let's see where we see that name before. Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. So he's claiming, right, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics has a conflict of interest because their studies aren't agreeing with Dr. Greger's studies. Now, how do you say I know this is Dr. Greger's site? About nutritionalfacts.org. Gee, wow. That's Dr. Greger. You mean to tell me Dr. Greger, who is not part of the ADA and is actually claiming that he's the ADA now? This is the total craziness. And the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, conflicts of interest, well, these guys are no longer the ADA anymore because they changed his name. Dr. Greger's going to take over. And then you vegans, in fact, guide everybody to this site over here, which isn't the ADA anymore. They're not the same association. Again, this is a British-based company. It's, if you know how websites are set up, you could tell this. And guess where take a guess the name of where the plant-based science lab is. Dr. Greger's plant-based science, this company, guess where it is? Where it's set up? In London, UK. And the grants he gets are from Canada. So how could he claim to be the American Dietetic Association? How? Why is he claiming that everything he's putting up there is legit? Because it has the American Dietetic Association moniker on it, their name. He's not the American Dietetic Association. They changed their name. They changed their name 2012. Here's the new name. Why are you guys using that information? I can tell you why. Because these people don't have Rapid Vegans on there as their president. So you wouldn't want to use their information because they probably contradict what you guys are spreading. And those contradictions are what's making people sick. Do you understand? I don't know how much vegan brain fog you suffer from, but that's fraud. You're frauding everybody. You're claiming that the diet has been proven to be 100% nutrients by the American Dietetic Association. No, they haven't done that. As a matter of fact, that's not even their name no more. And yet, a lot of you're going to start screeching, oh, that's an old website. Oh, it is? That's easy to figure out. When was the last activity? When was this updated last? Let's take a look. January 30th, 2020. Well, that's an active website. So now you have one of your vegan high priest, actually, who's based out of London, claiming that he's the American Dietetic Association, which is far from the truth because the American Dietetic Association, well, they changed their name. I wonder when they call them tomorrow how they're going to feel about this. that this guy is making claims, outlandish claims, in their name. And to top it off, they're at odds with each other. And it's funny he put this picture in here with the plate of money. So you tell me who to believe. So he's out there telling them, what effect do corporate sponsorships from food? He's accusing these people of taking bribes from the corporate sponsorships without proof. That's slander, and he's absconding their old name. How many levels of fraud do you need to see? You see this? When this gets out, Mr. Happy Healthy Vegan, you're so happy, you're so miserable that you're threatening people to take people out because they don't like this kind of quackery that's making people sick and it's killed a couple of kids. Belgium, United States, and Australia. Oh, and New York, the vegan couple that starved their kid to death here, but that was kept under the rug for diversity reasons. And I'm a minority, so I could say that. So, how an English website set up in England by a person who has a company called Plant-Based Science in London, who claims he's the American Dietetic Association. He's titled it right there. And then the American Dietetic Associate changed their name to Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. There's the proof right here. Look. After 100 years, the American Dietetic Association, the organization officially changed its name to the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. They got 195 employees. That means they have more than one doctor. Yet, we go here, how many about nutrition effects? Let's see how many doctors he has. One, himself. And I'm sorry. To me, first of all, this guy's committing fraud. He's using an organization's names he's not entitled to use. He's doing it from another country so he can't get sued, probably a limited liability company. And basically, the 84% of the people who leave veganism, it's because they have a fucking problem with it. And they're trying to tell you guys. Some of them are trying to warn you. Some of them are begging you to get off the diet. And the reason why I got involved in this was because I wanted to lose some weight, 10 pounds. So somebody said maybe veganism is the answer. So I started looking it up. And I have a very intense background in the research area in finance and economics. Or with any industry, before these banks invest or something, they come to me. What do you think about this company we want to invest? I got to go find out everything about it. They pay me a lot of money to do that. I'm sorry if you get upset, but I'm not some guy that strums on a guitar and claims to be happy. I don't know why you have to claim to be happy. You either are or you're not. And none of you vegans look, I was in the military. None of you vegans look like you'd pass an inspection to get into the Army if we had a draft, so you could be fortunate about that. Because an 80-pound backpack on some of you guys' back might just break you in half. And plus the over-emotion over the facts. Oh my God. And then you ask, then the best part, you go to some of these vegans, well, what would I do for vitamin A? I asked a certain couple. And they didn't know. And they told me, well, we're activists. Well, something, not for nothing, but maybe I don't want activists in charge of changing my food supply. They didn't even know that it takes a quarter of a carrot to get your daily vitamin A. A quarter of a carrot. They had to look it up. They didn't know why I was asking the question. I already knew the answer. It's not hard. You guys are not as smart as you pretend to be, and we're not that stupid. So before you go attacking other people Best be prepared for return fire. You understand? You guys can't hurt me. Some guy who eats vegetables wherever the hell you are, you're no threat to me at all. And I'm going to speak the truth. If I find out something wrong that can hurt people, these people feel they should warn them. It's called human conscience. That has to do with ethics and morals. Besides an animal who couldn't tell you that they're standing in their own urine right now. And that's when they're in their open field. All right. I had an aunt and uncle that raised a farm. Then you guys, 90% of the grain that's grown goes to animal feed. Me and my cousin were just looking at each other. What are they talking about? Because what's made into animal feed is like corn stalks, alfalfa. Humans don't eat alfalfa. Humans can't eat corn stalks. Then we go and check the numbers. Well, let's just see what goes to the animal feed part and what goes to the actual, manufacturers to turn the grain into human edible products. There's a list that you can easily pull up from the FAO, and it tells you, no, 40% of the grain grown goes to animal feed, and 86% of that is undigestible to human beings. So you guys got a lot of explaining to do, because you keep telling us the studies are over because the ADA has fulfilled or gave you the blessing of one doctor who absconded the ADA's name. All right, he's actually at odds with the current ADA under their new name. It's right on his website, because they don't agree with him 100%. He goes and absconds their old name, pretends that he is the ADA now, in a company, American, based in London, and he puts himself up here as the American Dietetic Association Health Topics. You can see again, look, I'll even do it slow for you. What's wrong with veganism? It's full of anomalies. Whoever heard a healthy diet that gets you sick? Or claims that the ADA backs the vegan diet as 100% nutritious, and the ADA doesn't even exist anymore. The name's absconded by one of your high priests of veganism, and he's at odds with the real ADA. You tell me what you would think. You sit there and you answer this stuff. You just go like this, because relevant information isn't probably going to get through the fog. All right, I'm out. I'm trying to keep it friendly, but you guys aren't nice to people, and that phony smile, and then you say vicious things. Okay, that phony smile. You guys are going to end up going. I'm telling you right now, this guy right here. If I call up the ADA right now and say, this guy's claiming he's the ADA, here's the website, go look at it. These guys can open up a lawsuit against him. And then he's accusing them. He's stealing their old name, and then the new name he's attacking them. Real nice.